Verify again. Seed of idea, Legend of Great Serpent, 7244. Strip. Something still doesn't feel right. Project Bunny, how many seeds of ideas are left? The mechanical assistant reported 16. Is that the right count? She got the same number again, and this means just when Brania was trying to move forward, the surroundings were planted with more information. The situation reminded her of a chess game. Only the opponent took more than 10 moves in the time Brania took 1. That's why the game is rigged. Seed of idea count 17, seed of idea amount 18, seed of idea count 19. On the other side of the Sharik holy blood, the idea that enhances the influence of Honkai energy. If she is the first idea the world ever knows, even though Siberia became a forsaken land, Shixo and anti-entropy should have noticed, and the second eruption covered for her. The count reported by Project Bunny exceeded 30 now. Her disadvantage was massive. But to handle the hurt of reason, she had exposed her own past. Well, what Brania needs to do now is 33 popped up as Brania confirmed her strategy. Brania has to learn her history and find her weakness for better strategies. Seed of Ideas, Legend of Great Serpent, 7125. No, don't. No way. I should be dead. Why? Siberia, the Forsaken Land, she, the idea named Shariak, descended again. In the deep snow, she was crying, crawling, seeking any living thing around her, but just like the first time she came to the world, everything around her became corrupted by Honkai and vanished after a brief and fruitless struggle. There has to be a way to end all this. There is no such thing that cannot be destroyed. I must try again. Of course, just as we've seen, the story ends when the one remembering dies. And yet, from Hare's perspective, Brania was always involved. But if all this does is to make her living worse than dying, how did she appear before us today as though nothing had happened? Is the Honkai energy abnormality she causes even too much for Honkai bees to handle? If she's a normal human being. Ah, Mr. Robo is already here? Nah, I just got here. What's your situation? Are you hurt? I'm fine, thank you for asking, Mr. Robo. Hey, old bat, stop scaring yourself. If you fight Miss Sela head-on, you aren't her match. Even though she hasn't been hatched. I take back my words. You should stop insulting me. Sure, I don't need to see myself as a necessary member of the sanctuary. People fending for themselves like this may soon become the norm, but I'm sure you can cope with it, even if Miss Sela really returns to Earth earlier than you. Mr. Grey Serpent, are you... No matter what my answer is, you are inclined to believe what you see, right? You... That's who I am. For example, before I bid you adieu, I'd like to leave a thought-provoking message. Grey Serpent cleared his throat and looked into the unfathomable sky. Who drives me forward like fate? The myself striding on my back. Good luck. By the way, has Jacko told you about the unholy relic? She may not be entirely correct about it. It's a very pretty rock. Why don't you take a chunk to Earth as a souvenir? Relax, it's safe. It can't hurt anyone. Obviously, like everyone reluctant to leave the motherland after the second eruption, this squad didn't tread into this wretched land unprepared. Still, the increasing number of Honkai beasts far exceeded their estimation. The soon-to-end battle, hardly anyone could survive. With a worried look, the woman stepped forward and seemed ready to leap down and help. But she didn't. Looks to me you finally learned how to handle it better after you failed attempts. Spoke a man standing in the storm alone with an umbrella and watching the woman who left a trail of hell behind. Judging by his casual poise, he had been waiting for a long while. I understand how you feel. After all, you're the very reason these Honkai beasts came to be.
他们被催生的原因，正是你的存在。
I don't know who you are and how much you know about me.
不知道你对我了解多少。
But if you
但如果你
value
还
your
爱惜
life,
自己的生命，
step away.
就请尽量离我远一些吧。
Her eyes returned to the battle in the distance. Even though she thought she'd learned not to attach herself to any strangers, I've measured how far your influence can stretch, and I happen to be inside that
而
distance.
且恰好就站在其中。
A death is an
既然决定来到
entirely
你的面
acceptable
前，
price to pay to
一
come
次死
before
亡
you.
完全是可以接受的代价。
He took the black umbrella he was holding. The mechanical side of his face faded in and out of view. The world thinks the
世上的人都
outbreaks
认
of
为
Honkai in
西
Siberia
伯利亚
is
不
a
规律爆
residual
发的
of the
崩坏
second
现象
eruption,
是第二次
but
崩坏的
that's
遗传，
not true, is it?
但事实并非如此，对吧？
Remotely
是远程
controlled?
控制的技术，
You're not here.
并不在这里。
I'm everywhere.
我无处不在。
But according to the Maker, the body before you can
站在你
indeed be
面前的
called
这副躯
life,
壳，
or
的
even
确可以被
human.
称作生命，乃至于人类。
In fairness, I'd like you to answer my
我
question.
也希望你能回答我的问题。
If you're so
既然你已经
convinced I'm
确信
behind
我是一切的元
everything,
凶，
why ask questions you
为什么还要明知故
already
问呢？
know the answer to? I came
我来到
here
这里
looking for a candidate
原
for
本是
another
为另一项
mission.
任务物色
I
人
didn't
选。
expect you'd be my biggest
在出发之
catch.
前，我可没料到，你才会是我最大的收获。
It's a shame it wasn't until today
也
that
是
I
直
was
到
able to
今
meet
天，
you.
我才有机会亲眼见你一面。
Your
你
existence
的
is
存在形式
unstable.
并不稳
It
定，
allowed you to go
那
unnoticed
固
by
然
Jigsaw and
让甜蜜和
anti-entropy,
逆商
but it
没
also
能
made
意
it
识到
harder
你的
for me
存
to
在，
find you.
却也为我带来了一些寻找你的阻碍。
Whenever I was
之
on your
前的几
trail,
次，
you'd
每当我终于
involuntarily
获得线索
disappear
的时
from
候，
reality
你
and
的形
return
体
to the world of
却已经
ideas.
不由自主地从现实世界消失，回归理念的所在
Stigma
—— 圣
space.
痕空间。
Don't be so surprised.
不
I
必
don't
惊
know
讶，
much about it
在
for
见证过
someone
圣痕
that's
奇迹的
seen
人
the
们里，
miracle of
我
stigmata.
其实算是知之甚少的那一类。
So,
所以，
you're still unable to
你还
stabilize
是无法
yourself?
稳定自己的现实存在。
I shouldn't
我原
even
本
be
就不应
here.
该出现在这里，
I should have completely
相比起来，
disappeared.
我更应该彻底消失。
Didn't you
而且，
find me in the end
不
anyway?
也还是被你找到了吗？
Because you and
那
I
只不
are
过是因
similar.
为你我太过相似。
When it comes to
就自我认
self-perception,
知而言，
I'm a
我
byproduct
和
that
你
should
一样，
have disappeared by
是某
now,
种
just like
本
you.
该消亡的副产物。只不过，
Except for my
除了某些
convictions
关于
in
伟
a
大
great
愿景的信
vision,
念以外，
I'm really just a
我倒是可
businessman,
以被视为一个生意人。
which is why
这
I've
也是
come to see
我来
you.
找你的目的。
Business?
生意，
Yes, I'd like to
没错。
invite you
我
to
想邀
join
请
World
你
Serpent.
加入世界蛇。
If you're looking to use me as a weapon, you've got the wrong
如果你
person.
们想把我当做某种武器，那就找错人了。
Beyond my own
而且，
will, using me
即
to
便不
try
谈我
to
自己的
hurt
意愿，
others will only
在试图
end
利
in
用
you
我伤害
hurting
其他人的时
yourselves.
候，你们反而会先伤害到自己。
Oh, you misunderstand.
你误会，
You couldn't possibly
你
be a
不会
more
是比
powerful
尊
weapon
重更
than
为强
Sire.
大的武器。
As far as I'm
在我
concerned,
看来，
it
你的
isn't
性
what
质
you
并不重
are
要，
that
你
matters,
能够做
but
到
what
什
you can
么
do.
才很重要。
What I can do?
做到，
You want
你想让
me to activate the stigmata
活化
in
人类体内的
humans?
圣痕。
No, it's true that you can do this so easily that it
虽然
borders
像
on
呼吸
divinity,
一样轻
but
易做
World
这个
Serpent has this
可以称得
technology
上
already.
神乎其技。但世界蛇也有自己的技术，能够将其实现。
Besides, you too
况
know
且
the
你也
limitations
明
of such a
白那
method.
种做法的局
Barely
限性。
anyone qualifies.
适格者万中无一。
So,
那么
what do you want from
你
me?
究竟想得到什么？
Perhaps something you yourself think
或
is
许
worthless.
是一些你认为毫无价值的事物吧。
At this point, the man fell silent and looked out at the distant battlefield. The shrill cry of Honkai beasts could be heard in the distance. The remains of Max littered in pale earth, waiting to be covered in snow. It
看来
seems they
他们
didn't
没能
make
挺
it.
过去。
At this moment,
如何？
do you feel remorse for
此
being
时此
unable
刻
to step in
你仍然
and
会为
save
自己
them?
无法出手相救而感到悔恨吗？
Or
还是说
would it be better to
比
see
起
them
亲
die at
手
your
杀
own
死他
hand
们，
to
这
help
样
ease
更
the
能减
guilt?
轻你的负罪感？
Step in and
出手
save
相
them?
救吗？一开始的时候，我尝试把自己关在人类无法涉足的洞穴深处。
In the beginning, I tried to lock myself away where humans couldn't tread.
那时你还不知道
Oh, you
自己
didn't
带来
know
的
that
增
the
幅
augment you brought
会让
about
光
would
环手
lead to a
源源不
steady
断
stream of
再生。
Honkai beasts. Yes,
直到我知晓
until I learned
它们
from the
造成的灾
chaos
难
they
为止。
wrought.
如果我的感官和普通人一样，
If my senses were like ordinary
恐怕会一直
people,
将自己
I
心安理
probably
得地
would
囚
have
禁在
kept
那里。
myself comfortably imprisoned there.
每当我重新出现
But
在这个世界，
whenever I reappear, pain, suffering, death, these sorts of things keep
类似
appearing.
的观念就会源源不断地从四处涌来。我这才明白，
It hit me that even though I barely existed, I was the source of so much disaster. And then,
后来我离开那里，
I left and
试着
tried to
用
make
双手
amends
把
with
自
my
己
own
过
hands.
世。
普通的崩坏兽
Normal
对你来
Honkai
说
beasts
自
pose
然
no
无法
threat
构
to
成
you.
威胁。
的确，
Of course,
但结果你
but
应该
you
也
can
猜到，
guess how things
我
turned
的确
out.
能够让人们免于受到崩坏兽
I
的
was
撕
able
咬。
to save them from Honkai beasts, it's
出去
true, but in my
却只能
presence,
让他们以另
death
一种
always
方式
found
死
them.
去，
No one was spared.
无一幸免。
或许说这些会显得有些多嘴多
Perhaps
舌，
it's too bold,
但在我
but
看
I
来，
don't think anyone
没
should
有
be
任何
blamed
人
for their
需要为自己
talents.
的天赋而承担责任。
No matter how you put it, I'm
我
still
毕竟是沙
Shariak.
尼亚特，
Don't you get
你
it?
理解吗？
She is the embodiment of relief. She could never just forgive herself like that.
所以你才会想
So
到
that's why
将
you
人类
wanted
体
to
内的
awaken
圣痕唤
stigmata
醒，
in humans,
试图让
so
他们
they
成为
wouldn't
能
perish
够
in your
适应你的
presence.
存在。
我宁可自己没有产生过这种想法。
I would have preferred never having that thought.
那的确是
It's
俗
not
世意义
difficult to
上的
see
一种
why. It was, in the plainest sense, a massacre. If I was
说
born
好
a
说诞生
curse,
时我只是
I
一种
made
诅咒
myself a monster by my own
现
hands.
在，我已经亲手让自己成为了怪物。从我这样的怪物身上，
What would you possibly want from a
你们想
monster
得到
like
些什
me?
么？
What could you get out of
你们
it?
又能得到些什么？
果然，我真正在
What I
意的
really
事，
care about
你反而
most,
完全没有
you
提
did not
及。
mention. As
在
far
你
as
看
you
来，
can tell,
那的
it
确
was
只是一
all
种
just a
无谓的
needless
权宜之计。
expedient.
当然，即使已有
And
先
even
例，
if a precedent
我
had
仍不
been
确
made,
信
I'm
真
still
的能够
not
做到。
certain you can really pull
所
it
以，
off.
我这条
So,
命的真
my
正
life's
用
true
途
purpose should
在
now
这
be
一刻
revealed.
也该得到揭示了。
用途？
有一种
Purpose?
行为，
An
在你
act,
看来，
what you'll
那只是
see
将
as a
人们
way
的
to
故事
pause people's
加以保留
stories,
的手段，
not redeeming
并
those
没有真
lives
正
that
让那
were
些因你而
lost
死的人得
because
到
of
救
you.
赎。但在我看来，那却
But
代
what
表
I
了一种
see
奇
is a
迹般的未
miraculous
来。
future.
因为你的特性，
Because of your unique qualities, I'm gradually dying. So come then, do as you once had done. Transcribe my existence into pure data, preserved as an idea. After getting everything I'm after, I will show you in ways words never could. The true project stigma.
现在都还好吗？希儿，收到。舰长要带希儿去哪儿？希儿，收到。舰长要带希儿去哪儿？希儿，收到。舰长要带希儿去哪儿？希儿，收到。舰长要带希儿去哪儿？拜托了，另一个我，真拿你没办法。小心烫伤！审判的时刻到了，烈焰焚尽。一切没事吧？不是五行相生，分时化育。我所要做的，仅仅是完成审判的时刻到了，以此烈火，斩无不断。该我出场了。自由的感觉真好。希儿知道了。希儿知道了，来捉你们了。希儿知道了，这附近似乎有一些希望他们能帮到新亚特拉的大家。希儿知道了，来捉你们了，来捉你们了，来捉你们了，来捉你们了。希儿知道了，希儿知道了，来捉你们了。来捉你们了，希儿知道了，希儿知道了，来捉你们了，来捉你们了。来捉你们了，自由的感觉真好。希儿知道了，来捉你们了，来捉你们了。这里的风景，好想和布罗尼亚姐姐一起分享。希儿， 希尔，收到。希尔，收到。希尔正在前往目的地。这附近似乎有一些对我们有帮助的东西。希尔，收到。舰长要带希尔去哪儿？不能再让姐姐受到任何伤害。希尔，收到。舰长要带希尔去哪儿？希尔正在前往目的地。
Recycling of vestiges. The soils have been penetrated by Honkai energy for years, making them a unique source of energy if a suitable conversion structure is put in place. Tens of thousands of years ago, the moon base was built thanks to the recycling of such energy. One who knows the truth will utilize it through the power left by samsara, so that samsara itself can be cut off. This is so arrogant. Perhaps humans will one day perish as a result of such arrogance, but before that happens, they will continue to survive and reach their zenith. Fine, at least it can be my backup energy. Claim.